So it's been a year, and I couldn't say anything at the funeral because it just didn't feel right. Many things didn't feel right. But eh, I have to say something. I met Steve when I was 17, basically. Uh, I met him playing Dungeons. At the time, he came to Puerto Rico for a vacation to be with his grandma, and and he met our group, and he decided to play. I remember he created a wizard, a human wizard, Merlin. Of course, he was a big fan of Excalibur and of magic, so he created Merlin. And even if he had to go back to Florida, uh, he will keep on going to Puerto Rico, and we will keep on playing. His character will make a comeback. The times that he was not there, I was always writing to him, letting him know everything that was going on, everything about his best friend at the time, that he was my boyfriend at the time. Uh, and then years later, he finally came back to Puerto Rico to stay. And basically, he was there through many important things in my life. The core of it all was Dungeons. We were always playing non-stop. The word that he liked better was Spelljammer. He loved also Ravenloft. That's the word that yeah. Anyway, so that being said, with all the troubles and drama that happen in our lives, we were together for 9 years, and we learned a lot from each other. We had decided to get married, but things happen, life happens, and just a week before getting married, I had to cancel the wedding. I don't know if that decision was for better or for worse, but it was wise, so we will keep the deep connection that we had. It wasn't obvious at the beginning. After doing that, it was hard, but through the years it proved to be the best decision, because we wouldn't have lasted as a couple. But as a friend, I could make that difference. We were there for each other, the most important events. He was there when I got married, And he was there when my daughter was born. He was there when she was baptized. He was her godfather, and he took that job seriously. He made a change in his life. Somehow, I don't know, that gave him purpose. He turned around many things that were wrong in his life. He turned them around. And the 5 years that I was in New Jersey with Didi, taking care of her, he was not there physically. He had to be here in Florida, but he was there with us every day. He always made sure that everything was right. He gave support. He got to visit us over there, so he got to be with her. And they somehow, Didi and Steve, had a connection. He genuinely loved her. I'm glad for that, because that brought many good things in his life. When she passed, he was there for us, for me, letting us know that it may not have been what we wanted, but it was the best for Didi. She was free. She was flying free. Coming to Florida, you could say that these last 5 years was a blessing in disguise. It has been hard. It was very hard. We couldn't get jobs right away. We had to be in a shelter. Steve felt bad about it all because he couldn't do much to help us. That's what he thought. But his presence, just how he listened, trying to give his best advice, he helped. Oh yeah. He helped me handle losing Didi. He kept me in check, you could say. Because I know that was not in the plans. Losing her was not in the plans. Not so fast, not like it happened. Steve was my rock. I didn't have to tell him things so he will know. He knew the same way that I knew. We had a very deep connection. And he always knew when something was going on, when something was wrong. He helped us keep traditions alive for Cali. He took it upon himself that even if Cali didn't have godparents that were there for her. She had, but they have always been absent. He took it upon himself to be also the foster godparent for Cali. He did lots of things for Cali. He did lots of things for us. We had so many plans. The big one was that we were gonna get a house. The house was gonna have a small apartment attached to it, and that's where he was gonna be. So he would grow old and grumpy, but we would be able to be in a porch and have our coffee with the potato bread and the cheddar and just play dungeons. Yeah, our outlook in life was grow old together and play dungeons. We didn't count how things happen. The last years, he was giving to everyone around him, giving all the time, giving advice, giving his time, giving his wisdom. Everything he learned the hard way, he tried giving it to those around him. Not everyone got to actually notice that. We knew something was up, but in his own way he was saying goodbye. In his own way he was saying goodbye. It really crossed me that the last day that he was here on earth, that I couldn't be there. And the night before, it was Saturday, and I was really sick. I couldn't go to see him like I did every week. And he called me upset 6 in the afternoon, asking, demanding why I was not there. I said I was gonna go down. He was so pissed. I was like, look, I'm sick, that's all. But he was so cross, and he just talked to me. Why is he so cross? I mean, other times I'm sick and he insists that I shouldn't go down, but this time he was really upset that I didn't. Then the next day he had the family event, and in the night I didn't call him like I always did, because I thought that he was tired. I thought about calling him around midnight. But then my husband was saying, Vivian, look at your messages, something is up. He had a heart attack and he didn't wake up after that. The year before he had something similar around the same time. It was in the beginning of March. But it's like, that time I knew he was gonna turn around. I knew he was gonna be fine. But this time, when I went to the ICU, to emergency, first was emergency, and I saw him, I kissed his forehead, and I knew that was it. It was getting too hard for him. And I knew that he was tired. He was tired of it all. He didn't want to be a burden. He was very tired. His eye was not opening well. That was a consequence of the previous year. His legs were not working well. He will be talking to you in the phone and he will stop like a month before. I remember I was speaking with him and I go crazy because I started with, Steve, are you listening? Hello, Steve. So, are you okay? And then he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, I fall asleep. But it was because of his apnea. That many things, it's not that he didn't want to go, it's that physically it was really hard for him. You know, taking the dialysis 3 times a week, it was starting to take a big toll on him. He was tired of that, of all the pain. Everything that he endured in the hospital through the years, it was awful. The amputations in Puerto Rico, that was awful. It's not like here in the States, they didn't use much to numb the pain. Everything was almost like full awareness. I was there. I remember so much pain. So, yeah, he was tired of the pain, constant pain. The grumpiness was because of that, the constant pain. I understand because I also have constant pain, but his was 10 times worse than mine. And he was thinking that he was alone and that there was no one for him. He really had that deep thought. He said that all the time because he didn't want to be a burden. That's what he kept saying. I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to affect anything. There were many things that he wanted, but he wouldn't ask because he didn't want to be a burden. He would tell me. But I was to tell no one. He needed a kidney transplant. We thought he had submitted the papers. Cleaning up his bedroom, his aunt found out the paperwork. He never submitted the paperwork. He used to tell me that he was not gonna get it, that he was in the list, but he knew he wasn't gonna get it because his body, it just wouldn't work and it was just a waste of time. And that's why he would say that. He believed that so much and he didn't even submit the papers. So it was a hopeless hope that we will always be, oh, don't worry, they're going to call you any minute. He never submitted those papers. So many people claim to be his friend. Yeah, many people claim to be his friend. Many people were there to have fun. I always told him, no, you have many people that are acquaintances. Don't call them friends. Oh, we have big fights about that. But it was the truth. And he knew. And it really hurt him. Because he gave so much of himself all the time to everyone. He believed in everyone. He gave a chance to everyone. I will be that voice behind his ear. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And so many times I got to say that I told you so. What can I say? I'm the witch. I see people and I know their hearts. It's an awful ability that I have. So I believe that in the end he was heartbroken. He was feeling lonely. And he was heartbroken, so much disappointment from everyone around him. It's the same thing that happened with Didi. Didi, Didi decided to go because she saw the truth. So much desire to be here, make a difference, and believe in people, and so many stabbings. It is not easy to survive stabbings, especially when you just give your heart away. You give your heart in everything that you do, and people just toss your heart in the floor and step all over it. So Steve was deeply connected with life, and he held on to life as long as he could, in spite of the pain, in spite of the stabbings, and he believed in people no matter what. So he believed in people no matter what. He was loyal. He was kind. He was not an angel. No. But he was true. He didn't lie. As a friend. He would have given his life for me as I would have given my life for him. We loved each other very much. And it didn't matter what people say, how they tried to stand between us, and that didn't happen. We were always there for each other. In spite of people, in spite of everything that happened. And it's been a whole year, and I miss him. With all the good and the bad, there was the honest truth, the raw truth. That's what he was, raw truth. And he was always there, and he made my life better. And I'm glad that he was there all these years. $30 of true friendship, of being my confidant and my rock. And now he is with Didi. And she's showing him the ropes of how to be an angel. How to do stuff. Because he still has to learn. those wings. I miss you, Steve.